Am I the butthole for emasculating my female, 32, fiance, 38M, in front of his family? My fiance and I have been together for about 6 years, engaged for 2. After we got engaged, we sat down and had the deal breakers talk. Basically things in our lives, our futures, hypothetical situations that leave little room for compromise, i.e. adopting children, finances, family boundaries, religion, etc. One of the things on my list was no prenup. I'm not here to debate with anyone about their use. I just think that if you're preparing for divorce before even getting married, it's a sign that you're probably marrying the wrong person. He agreed and everything was fine. Lately his family, particularly his mother, keeps on bringing up signing a prenup. I've told her no many times, said this is an issue between us, and we will discuss it privately and make our own decisions as a couple. He also tells her no, although more weakly. Well, last night we went there for dinner, and she brought out an actual prenup drafted by her lawyer. She put it in front of me after dinner and told me to sign. Obviously I didn't even read it, let alone sign it. She called me a gold digger. No one, including my fiancé, stood up for me, so I stood up for myself. I told her that there is no gold to dig here. I make 4 times as much as he makes, I'm an MD, and he dropped out second year. I've paid off all my student debt, he has over 100k left, I have my own house, ample savings, and will certainly inherit more from my parents than he will from his. They have 6 kids and are middle class. What is she worried about? That shut her up real quick, especially when my sister-in-law then said if anything, he's the gold digger here. My fiancé is now angry with me. He said it was emasculating for his family to know I'm so much more successful than him, and his brothers are making jokes, and changed his contact info to gold digger. Personally, I don't think I was rude or out of line, but he thinks I was in butthole and could have handled it better. Am I the butthole here? If there's anything emasculating here, it's that your fiancé can't keep mommy out of his relationships even as he approaches 40. Edit, not the butthole. Didn't figure this would end up where a judgment might be relevant. Holy smoke, I had skipped right over their ages. Have mercy. Edit, I can't believe my comment based on poor reading got an award. Thanks. Fmeal didn't come out of nowhere with this. I'd wager that either one, the fiancé lied to his mother and said he was the breadwinner, or B, his mother assumed he was the higher earner, and he went along with it. That's why he didn't defend original poster. Added judgment, not the butthole. Super not the butthole. Then I'd say sign the prenup and make it irrelevant by not having a wedding. I'm not one for breaking relationships, believe me. But I've been in relationships where the guy thought I was emasculating him in some way, and I believe in the words of Astrid Lung from Crazy Rich Asians, it's not my job to make you a man. I can't make you something you're not. Original poster, you've discussed deal breakers. I definitely say this is one. ETA, from all the various other comments in here, original poster, please get your own prenup and protect yourself. Thank you so much, Am I the Butthole community, for having original posters back. Smiling face with hearts, smiling face with hearts. The better outcome is to not care about being a man in the gender role sense. As a trans dude, amen. I don't care that my fiancé is the breadwinner, he takes care of me and I show him appreciation. I'm also okay with not being as strong as him. The only thing I'm not okay with is not being a handyman like him, but everyone should know how to fix stuff, and I'm learning bit by bit. Then again, a lot of dudes think the color pink is scary and emasculating, laughing out loud. Would not be surprised if original poster's fiancé thought that way too. A man who can wear pink and strut his butt down the street is a real man. Because pink is a color. And men wear colored things. Honestly, I'd get a prenup if I were original poster for her own sake. She's going to get effed if they ever divorce. When they get divorced, this relationship is doomed. Mama's boy feels emasculated by the truth. Honestly, though, she should have it drawn up by her own lawyer and not her future mother-in-law's. Astrid is savage and I'm here for it. It's fine if they think you're the gold digger, but how embarrassing for me. Your whiny fiancé. Edit, thank you for the awards. Also, it wasn't even original poster who called him a gold digger, it was his sister, and it's his brothers making fun of him. He didn't stand up for original poster when they accused her, so why should original poster had to stand up for him and now has to take the blame for it? His mirror brought in the prenup, in front of the whole family, after he already said no. His mother called his fiancé a gold digger in front of him and the entire family. But you were the one who emasculated him? Not the butthole. The fact that he didn't defend you is a huge red flag. The fact that he feels emasculated is a huge red flag. The fact that he blames you instead of his mother is the biggest red flag. His mother thought it was a test to see if you are good enough for her son. It was actually a test to see if he is good enough for you. He failed. I wish I couple upvote this to infinite. This. If he wanted to not be emasculated by original poster stating facts, he should have put an end to this before she needed to. And, for what it's worth, I will be delighted if a day comes when my wife is wildly successful and makes 4x what I do. I make good money. If she makes better money, great. Not the butthole. Seriously, original poster's husband basically brought this upon himself by not establishing boundaries/defending original poster himself. Right. He seems to have no problem with mommy emasculating him. Not the butthole. He didn't stand up for you, so you did for yourself. That's on him. But I'd seriously reconsider a relationship with a partner who thinks it's emasculating to make less money. I would do a prenup for my own sake if I were original poster in case the relationship ends. Agreed. My coworker got raked over the coals this past winter by his ex. He had to give her a very large portion of his retirement savings and ended up letting her take the house in exchange for a, in my opinion, small lump sum of money. The messed up part is that he owned the home before they even got together. But, she's entitled to half the value of the home in a divorce. Plus a percentage of whatever monies he's placed in his retirement since the day of their marriage. If I were original poster, I'd be happy to sign one as long as it's you take what you came in with and I take what I came in with. No one gets any money from the other person. Honestly, a prenup feels like using a seat belt in a car or paying for home insurance. You don't assume you will ever need them, but you still use them just in case. A prenup is not an assumption the marriage will end, it is insurance just in case. It's also really naive of original poster to assume that there are only a few specific reasons that people would get divorced, and that her relationship doesn't qualify because she's marrying the right person. It's especially naive coming from a doctor. I have seen irreversible personality changes following near-death experiences in my own family that have led to the destruction of a marriage. Any one of us could get hit on the head tomorrow and wake up acting like a completely different person, maybe acting like one that insists on divorcing their spouse. Prenup or no prenup, committing to marriage is one big roll of the dice no matter who you are or how well you've thought things through. The one guarantee in life is that people will change, for better or for worse. And thinking ahead to the endless possibilities life offers does not mean that you're dooming a marriage before it even begins. I completely agree. My friend's husband unfortunately passed with a large sum of debt and the bank wanted to take away my friend's assets or properties, not completely sure. Either way, she prevented having her property taken away from her because they had signed a prenup. It's important to protect your assets as much as you can because you never know what's going to happen. Not the butthole. He didn't find the gold digger title offensive or insulting when it was directed at you, but it's a problem if he's called one? If I can ask, why do you want to be a part of this crap show? Your FMEAL doesn't even pretend to respect you or your boundaries. She doesn't like you because she sees you as being beneath the family and trying to marry up. Your fiancé does nothing to intervene when his family is inappropriate and rude. His masculinity and how it's perceived are more important to him than how you feel when disrespected by his family. His idea of love is damaging. After you marry, the only thing that might change is your last name. The rest of this will not. From the little I can gather here, you bring too many great things to the table just to sit down with him and starve. Original poster replies. To be honest, I am second-guessing things. His family is Middle Eastern and traditional, but he was raised here so he doesn't share the same values. Original poster replies. As he gets older, he seems to be getting weaker when standing up to his parents. His parents see me below him because I am white and not a good girl, i.e. won't cook/clean more than my fair share, am career-minded, want to adopt, don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, am not religious. This generally doesn't affect me because he usually stands up for me and our time is limited with them, but I do feel it's getting worse. If you do love him, I'd sign the prenup. But to protect you. He's getting worse and worse at standing up to his parents. He doesn't defend you. And this is something that is actively getting worse. Now if you do marry, that may change. But if it doesn't, would you really want to stay with a man that not only doesn't mind name-calling when directed at you, but gets pissy if directed at him, but who apparently has the spine of a jellyfish? If you divorce, you should be protected. So I'd sign the prenup. Because he sucks. Not the prenup, but one specifically written for original poster by her own lawyer to protect herself. Can almost guarantee that the prenup Meal brought won't protect original poster. Can almost guarantee that the prenup Meal brought won't protect original poster. If she had it drafted on the false assumption that her son had more money, it might, actually. But yes, obviously always get your own lawyer. Is he the oldest sibling in his family? I'll be honest, I know the post can't tell everything about your relationship, but there are a few red flags that already stand out like crazy. Red flag 1, he did not shut down his mother completely when she brought out the prenup. She had her lawyer draft a prenup and brought it to dinner, even though you had both told her no, and that it wasn't her business. In my opinion, this indicates that he is willing to let her stomp over whatever boundaries you both set. Does he realize the fact that this discussion was even allowed to happen is a huge problem? Red flag 1A, the fact that he was getting weaker and saying no to his mother and then stopped defending you entirely is showing a bad trend. And usually it just gets worse from here. Red flag 2, as another commenter pointed out, he happily stood by and watched his mother call you a gold digger. This is insulting enough. But when people jokingly call him a gold digger, all of a sudden it's unacceptable? This shows that he is not only a hypocrite, but that he clearly values his image and masculinity more than your feelings and dignity. Red flag 3, I also didn't see anywhere that he apologized for not defending you. Does he even think that's an issue worth discussing? Honestly, I'd heavily consider a prenup and possibly separate finances to protect yourself. Especially if you are expecting to get any large inheritances. Because it's not just about the two of you anymore either. His behavior is showing that his family/mother hold a big influence over him. That means that there is a strong possibility that financial information/decisions won't be between just you and him, they will be between you, him, and his mother. It will also make his mother feel more and more entitled and brazen to money you make/inherit. I think his family and the more misogynistic values in his family's culture might run deeper inside him than you realize. And he is clearly not secure enough to withstand pressure from outside sources, so don't expect him to stand his ground on whatever decisions you two make together. Best of luck, original poster. Not the butthole, at all. It's your and your boyfriend's decision, not his mother's. He's a big-time A for not standing up for both you and your relationship. What does your future look like with a meddling mother-in-law and a no-backbone hubster? And honestly, given your situation, I'd sign the prenup, but I'd write it up to ensure he doesn't get a dime off you, as he clearly wants to prevent the opposite situation by not making his actual stance clear. ETA, typos. Not the butthole, but up for me, so I stood up for myself. I told her that there is no gold to dig here. I make 4 times as much as he makes. I'm an MD, and he dropped out second year. I've paid off all my student debt. He has over 100K left. I have my own house, ample savings, and will certainly inherit more from my parents than he will from his. They have 6 kids and are middle class. What is she worried about? That shut her up real quick, especially when my sister-in-law then said, if anything, he's the gold digger here. If it weren't for the legal ramifications and for your desires, it would have been such a power move to finally sign the prenup after that tirade. Ultimate power move, sign prenup and break up. Guy just sat there and ate his food while his mom crosses an established hard limit? Nope, but not the butthole. Original poster has too much going on to full-on marry this guy and be stuck with a heinous monster-in-law. Nothing emasculating about facts. However, you should definitely do a prenup. Not because you plan on getting a divorce, But do you have homeowner's insurance or car insurance? Do you plan on having a wreck or burning your house down? Doubtful. However, you cannot determine nor foresee what your betrothed is going to be like in 6 months, much less 10 years down the road. That is really all a prenup is. It's an insurance policy. But make sure your lawyer draws it up. Not his. The saying "you never divorce the same person you married" applies here. Maybe he should have handled it himself, then. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.